All right. We're live for episode number 59, right? Nailed it.
Correct. 59.
On
Good work.
Sunday, March 7th. As Illinois really, I would say they capped off one of the best weeks in the recent history of the program.
Yeah, definitely. Three road games against three top 11 Ken Palm teams. Pretty solid for them.
Well, also you got to look at the fact that, you're basically sealing up a one seed by winning those games.
Right.
And,
Yeah, that game was huge yesterday. To not have, sure, you want them to go on and win the Big Ten tournament, but to know that they're going to be a one seed now.
Yeah, and you look at the way their Ken Palm has been. Illinois is now top 7 in both offense and defense. Like they were hovering around like the 12, 13 area a few weeks ago. Now they're 7th in offense, 6th in defense. And I think, Brad Underwood should probably get some Coach of the Year recognition in the conference and in the country. Even though I know the expectations were high, you had Io and Kofi coming back. He's not going to win. He probably shouldn't win because there's other guys that have just done jobs where the expectations weren't as high, but he should get some recognition, which he's not getting. I know he wasn't on that finalist list, but
yeah, kind of crazy.
Whatever, They beat Michigan. They beat Michigan and Wisconsin without their best player, but okay.
Yeah. Good job, Coach. Slap them on the butt, tell them to move on, right?
Yeah, the way they pick awards in college basketball is a joke. It's like they get stuck in one opinion in January and they refuse to change it. Like the whole National Player of the Year thing. Well, we thought it was Garza when he was scoring 40 points against Central Iowa, so he's the winner, right?
Yeah.
Even though he hasn't even been that good in Big Ten play. I don't know if you guys know this, but the Big Ten teams are better than Central Iowa and Western Illinois. So I don't know if everybody knew that.
Yeah, definitely.
It's close. It is close.
Yeah.
Western Illinois is a hell of a team. They definitely didn't get their asses kicked in their conference tournament game yesterday. That didn't happen.
Yeah. They definitely had a weak schedule, but whatever. We move on, right?
They should have lost by 30 to Gonzaga, but they got garbage time points to keep it within 11. But whatever.
Doesn't look as bad. So
I think we both shared this feeling yesterday that Illinois was going to lose this game.
I predicted that they would lose. So.
When there was 5 minutes left, I thought there was no way they were going to win.
I would say at the 3:30 mark, 3:40, because they couldn't get a stop. They just
and then Ohio State all of a sudden went cold.
Yeah.
As many Ohio State fans said on Twitter, Dwayne Washington Jr. shot them out of a win.
Yes. And the reason that he struggled was because of Trent. When Trent wasn't in the game, when Curbelo or Miller was trying to guard him, it just wasn't as good. And those two early fouls on Trent just took him out. The fact that he didn't get a foul after that, and the fact that his first one, it looked like the guy tripped and fell down while he was going to the basket, and they called a foul on it. I'm not even sure the first two were fouls, but it doesn't matter. They won, right?
Yes, exactly. Just like the Indiana game when there was 636 fouls.
Yeah, it was in Ohio State had a lot of guys in foul trouble too. So I guess you can't just say that it was all Illinois. Sewing was dominant. Illinois didn't have anybody to guard him. So when Io made that last shot or made that layup to get him out of the game, I think it really hurt Ohio State. But yeah, so player of the game, I'm going with Io. I believe you went with Io too.
Yep.
19 points, 7 to 10 from the field. Shot the ball really well. His mid-range jumper looked really good yesterday. 4 rebounds, 3 assists. And he did it in Io time. He did what Io does. Now, Trent made a huge 3. DeMonte made a huge 3. But when it was time for Illinois to win the game, everybody knew Iowa was getting the ball, got to the basket fairly easily. And again, Ohio State fans apparently thought that was a charge. I don't know if they know what basketball is. Sewing was clearly moving into him, but it doesn't matter. Maybe no call. It doesn't matter. But Io did say that he felt pretty good with the mask on, said it looks cool and helps him focus more. So Good on Batman Io, I guess.
I think it was big for him to get a game in with the mask on before the Big Ten tournament.
I do too.
And he played the most minutes in this game for Illinois, right?
I believe so.
So
He played 36.
the conditioning is there. You know, he missed 10 or 11 days. I know Underwood said after the game that he's worried about Io's conditioning more than really anything, and the mask, whether that would affect him shooting. He shot 70% from the field and played 36 minutes. So I think we're good.
Yeah, I don't think it affected his shooting. I think his ball handling might have been affected a little bit by it. There were a few times where
the good thing is he doesn't have to ball handle very much.
Exactly. Now that Curbelo is doing amazing things.
Is doing things that people should just to smoke some weed and shut up. My God. They should do that. They shouldn't be worried about what Curbelo's doing.
Exactly. He was really good. Io did say after the game about Underwood, I think we're so confident because the kind of coach we have is so great. When he yells at you, you don't take it as punishment. We take it as he wants to win a championship. And that's what this team's all about, winning a championship. I'd take a Final Four, but, championship's good too. But yeah.
Yes.
First half, Curbelo, Io, and Kofi were 14 of 16 from the field. So it was nice. Curbelo, the way that he played yesterday was very – what's the word I'm looking for? Very good.
Good.
I'm trying to think of the word. I can't think of it. But, I mean, he was 6-8 from the field, 6-7 from the line, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 19 points. He's really – those games where Io was out and he had to take over the point has really matured him quicker than I think if Io would have been in for those games. So
it's the best thing that could happen to him this season.
Yeah, I agree. And he only had 2 turnovers. So we'll take that all day, every day, especially when he played 28 minutes. And I think except for the final play where Io took the point, I think Curbelo played the point all 28 minutes when he was in. So
I think there's an idea that point guards are the most important position in March, and Illinois has 2 of them. So
yeah,
I mean, I would consider Io and Curbelo the 2 point guards. Yeah. I know Frazier takes the ball up. I don't really think he's much of a point guard because he doesn't really facilitate or anything. He doesn't have to. He's more of a shooter.
Yep, slasher shooter type guy. DeMonte, I feel like he's the 2 games where Io was out, now he feels more confident. He's going to the hoop. I don't know if I remember a time where DeMonte actually penetrated into the lane. And he's been doing it multiple times. He had 7 points, had him and Kofi both had 6 rebounds. So it's nice to have a guy out there that rebounds, plays hard. Like everybody says, he's the glue guy, maybe one of the best in the country. And again, they left him wide open, what was Ohio State doing there?
Yeah. DeMonte is like Kipper if Kipper could make a shot.
He was like Kipper freshman year.
If like last year when Kipper would go to the basket, he would never make it. But DeMonte's somehow making them.
Yeah. His shot looks really good. Kofi had some foul trouble late in the game, but he played really well. He only played 25 minutes, but 12 points. Big thing, 0 for 5 from the line. He's got to figure something out. He had that one game where he was 8 of 11, and now I think he's made 3 or 4 since. So as a team, they were 15 of 24. I think that's when I text you that free throws were gonna be the reason why Illinois lost this game. Luckily, Io made his free throws down the stretch. So
what was Georgie from the line? 3 for 4?
2 of 3, I believe. 2 of 3. So
okay.
Georgie, not the greatest of games. I mean, he did have a steal, he did have a block, but he's only pulling down 4 rebounds.
So,
and when
go ahead.
You're good.
Him against Liddell is just bad.
It was really bad. That's
first of all, you had the play where he gets stuck on the ball screen and goes to the same guy that Trent goes to. There's no switching on that. And then you have him getting really low. Like, what are you doing?
Like Liddell is more than likely going to shoot that.
He's a
And
6'9" guy that can shoot.
yeah, and Georgie decides to make himself 3 foot tall and not put a hand up.
So
So
bad.
I don't know what he was doing. Yeah, he struggled against Liddell. I thought the biggest play of the game was, or the biggest coaching decision was when Kofi came back in because after Liddell hit his 3 back-to-back threes. Kofi came back in with 4 fouls, and they put DeMonte on Liddell, and then had Kofi on Young, I believe. And so when Kofi needed to help, he could, but DeMonte played up on Liddell, and over the last, I think it was like 350, Ohio State didn't make a basket. They were 0 for 10 to close out the game when Illinois went on their little 9-0 run to close it out. So
That was huge from DeMonte.
yeah, yep, and it was really good. I think Grandison's getting more confidence too. He played really well, 4 or 7 from the field, 9 points. Didn't do anything stupid, no turnovers. So his confidence is really going to help this team moving forward too. The only guy that I'm going to say, and I know he's your boy, but Miller struggling.
I think he needs to realize that with Io back, he doesn't need to do anything except for just shoot.
Right. And he was trying to go to the lane. I think he got blocked 3 times, I believe.
He made the one shot he made was like the first shot of the game that he took, I think.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, but 1 is 6 from the field. Like I said, I think 3 of those 6 were blocked. But you know, what a gutsy win down the stretch for this team. When they were down, they were down 4, I believe. Curbelo rolled out of bounds. They didn't call it. Then when they found Trent open for 3.
Yeah, I think the ball hit the line.
Yeah, it looked like it. And then Liddell comes down and hits a 3. Then he hits another 3. Illinois probably should have been down 7 if they would have overturned that, but found a way to win. And it was good. I think it's going to be huge for this team. They now have 16, or they ended with 16 Big Ten wins, the most in the conference. Nobody else is going to beat that because Michigan wants to play 3 less games than everybody else, and their fan base wants to be real cool talking about Illinois. But, yeah, so Illinois' Io said that they should be co-champs, and Underwood said, quote, "I know this. Nobody's won more games than us, and we've played them all." This started some heat on Twitter yesterday between Michigan fans and Illinois fans. But I don't – does it matter? Not really, but I understand where they're coming from. I mean, you played all your games. You won 16. If Michigan happens to lose today, Michigan's going to have 3 losses. Illinois had 4. And Illinois had 16 wins compared to 14, 15. How many does
14, I think.
Yeah.
14-2.
So I get it. I think Trent was, I don't know, was that picture real? Trent was holding up a sign that said Big Ten champions.
I don't know, but I know this. The 04-05 team would have won 16 Big Ten games if they would have beaten Ohio State.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But yeah. I mean, the 16 is the most in program history. I did see that they've won 29 over the last 2 seasons, which is the most all time in a power conference, tied with Kansas. So 29 wins in 2 seasons. Pretty good.
Think of all the wins they could have had too. Like, Maryland, they should have won that game. Rutgers, they should have won that game.
Yep.
Then you go back to last year, Michigan State, they should have won that game at home.
Mm-hmm.
Maryland, they lost them twice. They should have won one of those at least. So
yeah,
could easily have like 34 wins probably.
They could have. But yeah, Underwood's doing things. Good for him. And there's also talk that Underwood's going to leave because, people talk.
Where's he going to go? Iowa
Kansas State?
No.
There's nowhere for him to go. It's just nice to have the program back. It's been a while since Illinois fans could be excited about basketball. And to go 8 seasons without being in the tournament, and now they're probably a lock. I mean, they are a lock, according to most, to be a 1 seed. So what a way to get back in the tournament.
Yeah, and another thing that I think Michigan probably a little over the top with the whole confetti thing. I mean, you won a winning percentage Big Ten title where you played like 4 less games than the other team.
Yeah.
It's a little over the top.
Good job. And that's what, so like they did, I don't know if you saw it, I'm sure you did. In the locker room, they dumped a Gatorade jug on Underwood and they were celebrating. And it was basically a bunch of Michigan fans coming into Illinois' Twitter and saying, wow, a lot of celebration for second place.
I mean,
But I don't think that's what it was. Like I think they were, I mean, yeah, they do think they won the Big Ten. They should be co-champs, whatever. But locking in a 1 seed, I think everybody knew if they won that game, they locked in a 1 seed, and that is huge for a program. So,
yeah.
Anyways,
I mean, I don't even want to argue with another fan base at this point. Like, I know I was messing around with them on Twitter earlier on our account. That was just for fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I said rivalry at like 3 a.m. I wasn't even really thinking straight, but it's like for fun. Like, we're having fun. I mean, everyone takes the word rivalry so seriously. Illinois has to be relevant to be rivals of Michigan.
Right.
I mean, shut up. Who cares? And I just, I sent them a picture of the definition rivalry.
Yeah.
And then I just messed around with all the responses. Like, I'm not being serious. I'm not, I feel like Michigan fans would go to great lengths to make sure that everyone knows that they're the Big Ten champions this year.
Yes.
I mean, shut up. Who cares?
Yeah. And to be proud of it because you didn't play as many games as everybody else is a little weird. But
yeah, I mean, it isn't their fault I didn't play as many games. That's the only reason I would defend them.
I agree.
But I will say this. I want to see the Big Ten get a national championship. I hope Michigan loses in the first 2 rounds.
I agree.
I actually, if you had to pick one Big Ten team other than Illinois to win the national championship this year, who would it be?
I'd probably go with Purdue.
I was thinking more so
or Ohio State. Or Rutgers.
It's not likely, but
just not Wisconsin or Iowa
or Michigan
or Michigan, obviously,
or Ohio State. Really, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I like Liddell. I wouldn't mind.
You like Liddell? Wow, interesting.
What? I've never said that.
I didn't Illinois.
He didn't come to Illinois because he wanted to go to Ohio State since he was like 2 years old.
Which is weird. It's like, come on.
It is what it is, though. I mean, like, you can't blame a kid that's his dream school and that's where he decides to go, regardless of if he's from Illinois.
What do you think Mark Smith's dream school was?
Somewhere where the coach didn't yell at him.
Tarleton State. That's where he should be. That's about how good he is.
Tarleton State.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they a program?
I think so. Yeah. He's one of the best shooters in the country at being in the corner and airballing it by 7 feet when he's wide open. So I feel like we've talked about Mark Smith. We've taken shots at him for no reason for like 10 episodes out of the 59. I think we should just keep doing it. But so I forgot what else I was going to say about this. Let's see here. So Illinois is a good team this year, right?
They are pretty good.
Our predictions were pretty damn good. We'll go over those soon. But
yeah, I was impressed. I was looking for them. I didn't know you already posted them. And so I spent 10 minutes for no reason. Thanks.
I mean, all I did was go to the doc file and I modified it to show me by date. And then I just had to go to November 24th because I knew that was right before the season. So boom, which is episode 34. So we've done 25 episodes in the regular season. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be the same way for the rest of time. So we'll be to about 1,000 within the next 20 years. We'll be up to 1,000 episodes when Io retires from the NBA.
Yep. Sounds good.
So I think that after we took the Mark Smith shot, which we usually do you have anything else in this game?
No. Good win. Way to cap off the season. I think it's going to be huge for their confidence and in the team. So couple things they got to figure out. The turnovers have gotten better. They got to figure out free throw shooting, especially from Kofi. But overall, great win.
Yeah, and I watched the highlights of this game after the game, just to reflect on really what happened, because I was yelling a lot. Like I said, some very
Were you hollering? I didn't know you hollered at the TV.
very cuss word-esque things at Ohio State. The B word may have been thrown around. But anyway,
okay.
I noticed in the highlights that Dickie V was talking during every highlight. I mean, I like him, but
Dickie V.
I don't know why people don't like him.
Man. I love him. But, man, he kept calling him Desunmo.
That's really nothing.
Then I think he thought that Curbelo was Io because he said that he was an All-American. What was the other? Oh, he kept talking about Liddell and how Illinois didn't get him.
How did Illinois let him go? Oh,
but
he's from Illinois. He was Mr. Basketball twice.
89 years old or something these days. So.
I mean, he's 81. You got to cut him some slack.
That's impressive. That's impressive. So
I also saw some tweets that said, I'm convinced Dickie V's not even watching the game. That's probably true. I wouldn't have been surprised if they cut to his camera and he was like, so I don't know.
No, Dickie V's always fun to listen to. I'm surprised he wasn't doing the North Carolina Duke game though.
That's always a Billis game though.
Yeah,
because I love how much they advertised that. That game was a joke.
Yeah,
Duke had like 4 points in the first 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm glad Illinois didn't lose to them. That would have been bad.
Mm-hmm. That would have been a bad loss.
Yeah, it would have been it would have been
I love Michigan fans. They're like, don't lose to the 4 teams that they
lost to Minnesota.
They're all tournament teams.
Exactly.
Illinois didn't lose to a bad team.
Except Michigan State might not make the tournament, but
yeah,
they lost to Minnesota. They lost to a team that finished 12th in the conference that Illinois beat by 37 and 27. I mean, shut up.
Exactly.
I'm beginning to think the Big Ten's only going to get 8 bids. So this tournament is going to be huge in determining whether they get 8 or 9.
Right.
Because Michigan State's about to play Michigan. I don't think that game matters for them in terms of if they lose, they'll still have a chance to get in. Yeah. They have to win some games in the Big Ten tournament. But I think the top 8 are locks. You look at Michigan, Illinois, Iowa, Purdue, Ohio State, Wisconsin, Rutgers, Maryland are all locks. So if you look at the seeds, I just listed the top 8. You have Michigan State at 9, Indiana 10, Penn State 11, Minnesota 12, Northwestern 13, Nebraska 14. So I don't know how much that can change, but I think it's almost locked in.
Yeah, I don't think that there's anywhere for it to go, right?
I didn't think there was.
Are there any more games left after
I
Michigan,
thought that
Michigan
this was
State?
the last game.
Yeah, I believe
Penn State, Maryland is the last game.
Which shouldn't affect anything.
I wouldn't think so.
I think the Iowa game was the last one that could really affect something.
Yeah, which it would have been good for Illinois if Wisconsin won, to be honest, because you'd have, Purdue on your side of the bracket instead of Iowa, which, Purdue and Iowa are close in my opinion. I think Purdue's still a year away from being really good. I know there's a lot of buzz already about Purdue being a top 5 preseason team next year, which I could see because they're going to be returning a ton of talent and their freshman class is already really good.
And Wieskamp went out today, right?
Yeah, he had an ankle injury. I don't know. I think it might have looked worse than it was. I know they said he was day-to-day, but I think that it made sense for him to just sit out no matter what to get ready for the Big Ten tournament. But
yeah, well, I hope he's all right.
He's been their best shooter this season. I know Bohannon's supposed to be the guy, but Wieskamp has been the best three-point shooter for them, and he's also a really good defender. So he's like what Wagner has been for Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
But, if you look at the way that you win in March is all about point guards, and Illinois probably has the third best point guard duo in terms of teams that have 2 point guards. Illinois is third, I think.
Yeah.
Who do you think I think is first in the country?
Michigan.
They only have 1 point guard.
Oh, in the country?
Yeah.
Baylor.
Yeah. Obviously, Davion Mitchell, Jared Butler. Pretty good. And then second would be Gonzaga with Suggs and Nimhart. Yeah. Which Gonzaga plays tomorrow at 9 o'clock, I think. So that'll be, or at 8, I guess, but also a midnight game.
Well, they're just in the championship game, right?
Semifinals. Okay. They almost lost in semifinals last year. So,
yeah.
So Illinois will play the winner of Rutgers and Indiana, I guess, if it stays the way it is with 7 and 10, which, I'd love to have a rematch with Rutgers.
I would too. I don't want to play Indiana for a third time.
Yeah, I'd rather not, especially with the way the second one was with 77 fouls.
Right.
So,
Right.
if they win, they're in the semifinals, and you're going to play Iowa, Wisconsin, Penn State, or Nebraska. So I don't think it's going to be Penn State or Nebraska. Probably going to be Iowa, for being honest.
Yeah.
Probably get another game with them, which, if Illinois beats Rutgers or Indiana, it doesn't matter what happens with them in Iowa. I mean, it'd be nice to win the Big Ten tournament, but they're going to be a 1 seed.
Right.
And of course, once the Big Ten tournament's over, everyone's going to be talking about, oh my God, Illinois' region is so hard. It's going to be hard. I mean, if you're the number 4 1 seed this year, it's going to be hard.
Yeah. What if Iowa wins the Big Ten tournament? Does that affect anything?
I think the committee would be tempted to make them the 4th one.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think best case scenario for Illinois, if they don't win the Big Ten tournament, is Michigan or Purdue winning it.
Yeah.
Or I guess Wisconsin if that somehow happens. But just Iowa and Ohio State, you don't want them to win the conference tournament. That's what you're looking at if you're Illinois, because I think it'd be hard for them to not have Illinois as a 1 seed, really, no matter what here. Like we said, it's basically a lock. 9-5 in quad 1, no quad 3 or 4 losses. You have wins over Michigan, Ohio State. You beat Wisconsin twice. You beat Purdue. You beat Indiana twice, even though Indiana's garbage. So I think Illinois should feel good about their chances to be a 1 seed. And I think the committee likes Illinois a lot more than a lot of bracketologists do. Like these guys that think that it's not a lock. I mean, come on, give me a break. But no matter what, Illinois is going to play next Friday, the 12th, at 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, as we press at the same time on Big Ten Network. So they're going to play a Friday night game no matter what. So I'm assuming we'll do.
Please let it happen.
Okay, it's going to happen. But
like 9,000 new variants of COVID are going to pop up. They're going to cancel the tournament on my birthday again.
That would be that would suck the life out of my love of the sport.
I'm just whoever they play, I hope they win. I'd hate a loss on my birthday. Okay, Illinois, if you're listening, if you're a player, win on my birthday. Okay.
Would you be okay with them taking a loss at some point in the Big Ten tournament, though? Because I feel like if they won the Big Ten tournament, you're
Underwood
going into the
wants to win
tournament.
9 more, though. 9 straight.
Yeah, if they won 9 straight, that would be 20 out of 21 or whatever. That seems like it's impossible.
Yeah.
They probably need just a little loss in the Big Ten championship or something.
Yep. Probably.
Best case scenario.
Losses are good late, I think.
Best case scenario is Purdue, Illinois Big Ten championship. Purdue wins or Illinois wins. I'm cool with either. So that would be good. I guess we'll look at our preseason predictions now. Are we gonna do the podcast on Thursday this week or Friday or what?
Whatever day you want to do it.
All right.
Whatever. Thursday or Friday is fine.
All right. So preseason predictions. You had 20-6, 15-5 in the Big Ten.
Genius. Oh.
So if we would have combined ours, we would have been spot on.
I'd noticed that, yeah.
Because I had 21-5 and then 16-4 in the Big Ten. So I nailed the Big Ten record. You nailed the regular season record. Not bad.
And I'm pretty sure that we thought if they were 15-5 or 16-4, they would at least have an opportunity to win the Big Ten championship.
Yes.
Little do we know that some teams wouldn't play all their games.
Yeah, and also, I think we probably thought about that, but we didn't know it would be one of the best teams in the conference. But
right.
You know what's weird about the Big Ten tournament or the Big Ten regular season this year is like how in the hell did a team that won the regular season in the Big Ten last year, returned every single player, added a stud freshman, finished 6th? How did that happen?
I don't know. That is crazy.
I think it happened because they lost to every good Big Ten team.
Yeah.
Look at their Big Ten losses.
They didn't pull any games out that they probably could have.
They lost to one team.
We can't say that it wasn't a surprise that they won it last year, though, right? I mean, nobody saw that coming.
Yeah, I mean, but the fact they returned every single player and added a stud freshman and they were so much worse.
How much better everybody else is.
Yeah, I mean, at one point though, Wisconsin, they were 8-4 in the Big Ten, and then they finished 2-6. So you look at their losses,
They
though,
had
they
a pretty
lost
tough
to tournament
schedule.
teams. Yeah, they
Yeah.
lost to Maryland, Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. That's brutal. They lost to Illinois, Michigan, Iowa, Illinois, Purdue, Iowa. So the way they finished the season, they played 2 1 seeds, Illinois, Michigan, a 2 seed Iowa,
Yeah.
a 2 seed Ohio State, probably like a 10 seed Maryland, and then a Purdue team that'll probably be on like the 3 or the 4 line, depending on what they do in the Big Ten tournament. So
Yeah.
very tough schedule, but still surprising a little bit that they fell off that much with what they were returning.
Right.
Oh,
Man.
Your thoughts on this comment?
See, ESPN put Michigan over Illinois in the bracket. No way. I did not see that.
I mean, why wouldn't they?
I mean, they are the real Big Ten regular season champs. So
Yeah, exactly. You got to have 2 point guards to win the tournament. So I am only saying this because they were talking about it with Rob Doster and Jeff Goodman earlier. They were talking about how you have to have 2 point guards, and like the teams in the last decade that have won the championship that have had 2 point guards. UConn had 2 when they won both. Kentucky had 2 the year that they won with Anthony Davis. Villanova had Brunson and Archidiakono. So I mean, you gotta have 2 point guards. Illinois has Io. Illinois is the perfect combo. They have a junior All-American and a freshman who's probably going to be an All-American in a few years.
yeah.
Pretty good.
Yep.
I think Oklahoma State is another team that does that. Cade Cunningham's a point guard. Isaiah Likely could be a point guard if he ever comes back. So you never know what's going to happen. I think the Big 12 and the Big 10 tournaments are probably the 2 ones to watch because not only are they the deepest conferences, but like they have the best teams. Now, if you're looking to watch bid stealing tournaments, you probably want to watch like the ACC and see if Duke can win Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday to win that tournament. So, of course, this is a perfect segue for me to plug our show tomorrow, the Countdown to March Madness at 4 o'clock Central Standard Time, where we will be breaking everything down. Also, Curbelo 1 for 1 from 3.
He was. He did. And it looked pretty too.
And I'm being told this because this person that commented told me
He's the one that said he should keep shooting.
So I'm glad that we were able to
I didn't even mention it, but yeah, Curbelo did make his only 3. If he's making them, he can take them.
I said it in the last episode. A couple years from now, we're going to be saying, can you believe that Curbelo couldn't shoot his freshman year?
Yeah.
Because he's going to be like the best shooter in the country in 3 years.
He might be 1 of 1 from 3, but he's still shooting like 19%. So
it was 11% a couple weeks ago. He made 1 against Wisconsin, 1 against Ohio State. So anyway, back to the predictions. Leading score, we're a little off. We underestimated Io because I think we thought there'd be more scoring around him. Like I think we thought Miller would average more than 10. We thought probably Frazier would have a bounce back season, which he did, but he didn't average as much as maybe some people thought. But you had Io at 18.2 for the leading score. I had Io at 17.7. He finished with 20.9, almost 21. If he would have had a 2 yesterday, it probably would have been 21.
Yeah. Very impressive.
So rebounders. Leader, you had Kofi 10.4. I had Kofi 8.8. Meet in the middle, Kofi 9.6.
Yeah, I saw that he was like 3 rebounds away from averaging a double-double.
He had 4 or 5 games in the season where he wasn't getting 10-plus rebounds.
Yeah, he only had like 6 or 7 the last few games. So, I don't know.
It's Curbelo's fault.
Yeah, Curbelo just snagging too many.
Yep. All right. Assist leader, Curbelo for you, 4.1. Io at 5.0 for me. I nailed it. Io 5.2. Thanks for coming. Nailed it. 5.2 is what Io had. I had him at 5. You had Curbelo. I mean, what are you insane? What do you think? Io can't pass the ball? Come on.
I thought Curbelo would be more like he has been the last few games, not turnover city for a little while. But
yeah, I mean, Io averaged the most turnovers in the team, too. You wouldn't think that with all the Facebook people.
Right.
All right, breakout player. Once again, I nailed it. I don't care what you say about Alan Griffin last year. Breakout.
Yeah. Hey, way to pick the guys that are literally the 6th man. You're really good at picking these.
Oh yeah,
football
because
players.
Grandison was the sixth man coming into the season.
He's a starter. Yeah, he was
He-
the sixth
Well,
man.
where was he at coming into the season?
Sixth man.
7, 8? No, Georgie was a sixth man.
You're crazy. Georgie
was-
only comes in
No.
for Kofi.
All right, you ready for this? We had a rotation on that dock on episode 34.
Uh-huh.
We had a rotation that we both put together before the season, what the rotation was going to be. Are you ready for this?
Yep.
Because you're about to be proven deeply wrong. Io, Adam Miller, Trent Frazier, DeMonte, Kofi. That's the starting five. Then the bench: Georgie, Curbelo, Hawkins, Grandison.
Why do we have Hawkins there?
You had Hawkins as your breakout.
Yeah, I thought he played really good. What do you mean?
He didn't break out like Grandison did because Grandison.
What was he? He's a freshman. You picked a guy that's a junior.
Maybe you should have picked Grandison.
It's not like Hawkins played bad.
I mean, here's what it comes down to: breakout players last two
Yes,
seasons.
you won. You win. I know. Good job.
Last year you had BBV, swing and a miss. At least you were closer this year. Maybe next year they'll get it with like Melendez or something. Even though he's a big freshman coming in. So
I'm picking a junior. I'm picking Namari Burnett.
pick Jermaine Hamlin. He'll be his third year.
Yeah.
He's probably going to transfer, right? I mean, he's got to get some playing time rather
I
than
don't
just
know.
standing there. I mean, someone who's 6'10",
I
and
think I'm going to pick Kofi next year.
I have an update if people care about the Colonial Athletic Tournament.
Probably
One-seeded
not. Go ahead.
James Madison just lost to Elon Musk, 72-71. And this is big because now you're in a situation where Elon is going to play Hofstra in the semis.
boy.
I picked Hofstra to win. This is a good spot for Hofstra.
Ouch.
Let me just make sure I'm talking about the right conference here.
James Madison was my team.
Was it? Yeah, you deserve that because you've been killing me in those picks. I think I took too many shots in the dark.
You did.
Yeah, so you're going to have Elon and Hofstra in the semis. Prime spot for Hofstra to win it. If I nail that, I mean, that's a 4C winning it, so that's pretty good.
Nice.
My Sunbelt pick was just horrendous. My God. I took a shot with a very talented South Alabama team. They lost in the second round. So you have Coastal Carolina who's playing the semis, right? So good luck to them. Not really. I hope they lose. They're playing Appalachian State, which is a good spot for them because Appalachian State's another team that upset another team. But anyway, the SoCon's a mess. Anyway, back to the program.
Yeah.
So Hawkins had 6 minutes a game, 1.6 points, 0.9 rebounds, 35% from the field, 25 from 3, 68 from the line.
Pretty
Grandison-
impressive for a freshman.
Okay. I mean, a
A
3-star.
3-star freshman.
Okay, Georgie was a 2-star. What did he do?
Better than that.
He did play on a worse team and got a bigger role.
Yeah.
But I digress. How the
Anyways,
hell is Texas Tech tied with Baylor? That game was like 11
I
to 2.
don't know. They were killing them. Yeah. Somebody
It's
just banked in a
25-25.
3.
Terrence Shannon Jr. from deep. All right. Grandison, 14.5 minutes, 4.5 points, 3.5 rebounds, 50% from the field, 43% from 3, 95% from the line. Very consistent.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely won. Grandison
You should have
is
took Hutcherson. But,
by far. We already knew Hutcherson was going to be out.
yeah, but we didn't think it would be that long.
Yeah. But yeah, Grandison has been phenomenal. I worried about his handles earlier in the season. I don't think that's a thing anymore. And the more confident he gets, the better he is becoming. He apparently made 35 straight threes in warmups yesterday before the game. So
How many threes did he make in the game?
0. I think he only took 1.
Wasted his warm-ups.
He only took 1.
Well,
Curbelo made 1 more than Grandison. So
Illinois under Underwood, that was cool. They have had good luck with transfers. You look at Feliz,
yes.
was what's his face, the big dude from 2 years ago? Was he a transfer?
Old what's his face?
What the hell is his name? De La Rosa or whatever. Was he a transfer?
Yes.
Yeah, so he wasn't bad. He was okay. Who else was a transfer? You know who? They've also had luck with guys that transferred out and had great seasons the next year. Both Griffin and Tavion had good seasons this year.
True.
Especially Tavion. I'm hoping Southern Utah can win the Big Sky tournament, get Tavion in the tournament, and hey, maybe they end up being a 16 seed and they play Illinois. Tavion Jones revenge game. Who knows? But yeah, it should be interesting to see what Illinois' region looks like once they figure it out next Sunday. So we got a big week ahead, Big Ten tournament play, leading into the selection Sunday, which is almost exactly 7 days from now. So it should be interesting. I would say.
Is the Big Ten championship still the game right before Selection Sunday this year?
Well, selection shows at 5. So
yeah, usually that's how it usually goes, from the Big Ten championship into the selection show. So
yeah, so there'll be. Hopefully, the selection show doesn't suck. Your thoughts?
I hope it doesn't suck either.
Let me try to see something here. I'm hoping that Southern Utah wins the Big Sky.
When's the Big Sky start?
Next week at some point, I guess. Tuesday maybe. But they're projected a 14 right now if they win that. I wanted them to be a 16 so they could be a Tavion Jones revenge game against Illinois in the first round. That'd be fun.
There you go.
But it won't happen. So unless Illinois falls back to a 3 seed, maybe it'll happen. Which is possible. So all right, I think that's it for us.
That's the show.
We'll be back some point.
Congratulations, Illinois, for winning the regular season Big Ten championship.
Yeah, exactly. So we will be back probably Friday before the game, just because we need to know who they're playing,
right,
to do a proper preview and prediction.
Sounds good. Friday sounds good.
All right, we'll be back Friday. Episode 60 will be the Big Ten tournament first game preview thing.